So we're here at the Softron booth at IBC 2025, and I'm standing here with David, and we were talking about the new possibilities we have with all these new solutions that are in the market today. Can you take your take on that?
Yes. So it's a really remarkable time to be Mac exclusive because we have these wonderful M series chips that gives us all this performance. We have Sonnet, who is giving us all these new things like the Thunderbolt 5 access, and we're having Gen 4 PCI. We have the OWC Excelsior inside that Mac Pro, which is giving us this wonderful pipe to put all this content. And so for Softron right now, it is really a really innovating time to be on Mac, to be doing what we're doing, because we don't have this CPU limits anymore. That was always the discussion, is when do we hit the CPU limit? Now we're talking about, okay, well, what's the bandwidth limitation of the chassis or the cards or external things? And those are going away today with partners like Sonnet and OWC and so many more who are coming to market with these innovative products. And so now we're just talking about using the software and having all this throughput. And we have replay, and we're doing replay 8K 100 frames per second. We're doing high frame rate. We have immersive cinema all on the Mac, and you're interacting with that live. And that's just something a few years ago we wouldn't be talking about at all.
Yeah, that is awesome. So you see the limitations is not longer in the hardware. It's almost limitless. So what are your future thoughts about the software?
I've been convinced for a while that software is the future. And everyone says, well, hardware. And I said, doesn't matter what hardware you show me anymore, there's always software on it. And software is limitless. Let's talk about people who bought Movie Recorder. They bought it in 2018. Now, 7 years later, it's the same Movie Recorder 4 license. They still have access to software. We've upgraded the software. But that machine they bought 7 years ago is no good. That's been changed. All they need to do is buy new hardware. They're up and running again. So that's why software has an advantage. We can keep innovating every day. But when you buy hardware, you're stuck with it. And
one other thing I saw here at the booth is another piece of hardware, which is kind of they have a lot of boxes, let's say that.
Yeah, exactly.
So the creativity at Skorhoy is, we're talking about how do they manage all the SKU. How do they manage all the SKUs?
Yes.
SKUs?
Yes.
SKUs. So how do they manage all the SKUs? We don't understand that. So what can you tell about the integration with Skorhoy and the controller or the console we have here?
Yes, so for this, we're using it with M Replay. Skorhoy is pretty much the standard as far as replay controls. Love this one because with our replay, because we are doing this in a ProRes encode and we are reading and writing at the same time, that I can immediately go back, if someone hasn't changed my setup here. So I can immediately start going back. There is no delay. I'm immediately affecting this video playout and going. And so I can then make marks and clips. And what's nice is I can then export that immediately to the editors. So if I have a social media team, I want to send that to a different playout, or I can then send it to my playlist and start manipulating it there. So we see this in a lot of different use cases. We, of course, have sports replay, which is the obvious one I'm showing here. We also have with referees when they're doing replays. Because we make it so simple, means it's easier to access, they have given this to referees in a lot of sports because they can come up to here, to the Skorhoy, and know if I go back, I'm seeing it on every angle. I still have my playlist here, but I can see it from every angle and go frame by frame. They didn't have to re-engineer, have someone teach the referee or having someone operate the replay for the referee. The referee is literally the one coming over and managing this.
What is the spec of the Mac you are running this on now?
Right now this is the Mac Pro with the M2 Ultra. And we're doing that because as we're doing this replay session, we're also doing 8 channels of 4K 60 record at the same time. And it's so wild how much we're doing, and that's still only 60% of the CPU. Now, that's 8 channels of 4K 60 in ProRes over 2110. There's no one else in the market doing that right now. It is only us, the Macnica card, that's doing that. When we had Decklink in there, the 8K Pros, we had 6 of them in there, 24 channels of 4K 60. So, and again, 60% of the performance. This, you can't beat that.
Yeah, awesome.
It's a wonderful setup to be able to do that. There's just no way that you could have done that a few years ago.
Awesome. Thank you. That's it for Softron. I guess we have something to discuss about this, and when the hardware is not a limit, where would this end?